Well, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rana out of Houston, Texas. Guys, today I want to talk about a topic that really, in reality, not many investors talk about, and that is the ethics of real estate wholesaling. There's a lot of us out there right now that are cold calling, okay? And a lot of us are getting in touch with these homeowners, all right, guys? And the main thing is the first of all, you should be ethical no matter what, guys, in any business that you do, okay? In your personal life or in your professional life, all right, guys? A lot of the things that I honestly don't see, a lot of these wholesale, people who have followers, people on social media, Instagram, if you're a leader, you need to be training people on real estate ethics, because just like etiquettes, sometimes people just don't get it, right? And a lot of things, especially hey guys, if you're tuning in right now, by the way, make sure you're letting us know that you're here. You're dropping your comments. Now the board is actually going to be the right way. So let me grab my pen real quick. There we go. Grab my marker real quick, not even pen. So anyways, long story short, guys, if you're an influencer, especially right now in this market, you need to be talking about ethics in real estate. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Make sure you guys give me feedback as I'm writing this. Ethics of, let's call it ethics of wholesaling. So I wanted to come up live, right? The last live that I did with you guys, I got a lot of positive feedback from it. People were private messaging me saying that, hey, you need to do a lot more of those videos. So here we are, guys. All right, we're going to talk about the moral ethics of wholesaling. Listen, wholesalers, when you're out there right now, there are some things that you're going to do and some things that you're just not going to do, okay? You're not going to call the homeowner and you're not going to say, hey, you're about to lose your house, right? Let's go the things that, right, to do. To do, not to do, okay? What you want to do is, the first step is educating the consumer, okay? Educating the client, if you want to call it that, right? Educate, right? The first thing is, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's called educate, right? We're educating the consumer. The second thing is, you want to give them options, okay? As a wholesaler, a lot of the stigma that sometimes wholesalers get is point one blank, they don't know what they're doing, guys. I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but a lot of the shitty deals that we see out there, you guys don't know what the hell you're doing. And you need to be educated properly and to know what to do and what not to do. That's why I took it upon myself, right, to make sure I talk about this topic that nobody talks about. You need to give the seller, right, to do for the seller, right? You need to educate the seller, okay? Talk to them about what's going on right now. If you're not a matter expert, right? Not a lot of us are, COVID-19 is a fun way to put it. We sound all fancy whenever we talk about it, okay? But you need to sit there, you need to educate the seller on what's going on right now. I'm going to go and talk about the mortgage forbearance for a little bit, okay? Say you're paying $2,000 a month in mortgage right now, right? A lot of these people think that this is a forgiveness loan. It's not a forgiveness loan, okay, guys? And that's one of the main major things you need to educate, that forbearance. Sorry, I don't even know if I'm spelling that right. Who gives a shit? All right, forbearance. Forbearance is not a forgiveness loan. I'm gonna tell you guys why I brought this up, right? I actually was listening to a phone call from one of our acquisition guys on the phone with a seller. The seller told us they were contacted by another home buyer saying that they can qualify for a forgiveness loan. What the heck is a forgiveness loan? There is no such thing as a forgiveness loan, guys. You need to make sure you're educating yourself. In the time of social media, a lot of the news channels right now too, a lot of us are feeding off of, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, right? Your local channels. News channels, in my opinion, are opinionated. My opinion are opinionated. That actually sounds pretty funny, right? News channels are opinionated currently. All right, guys. And that's the whole thing. You need to educate the consumer right now in what we're doing, especially in this market here. Let me see. Sorry, guys, we're having technical difficulties. Let me try and change this around. Oh, well, let's see here. No, we're good. We're good. All right, cool. So forbearance versus forgiveness. It's not a forgiveness program. It is forbearance. If someone owes $2,000 a month, okay, and they go 3 months without paying it, $6,000, they're gonna have to pay within 3 months. If you ain't got $2,000 right now, there's no way you're gonna be able to make that payment 3 months from now, especially if you do get a job. Okay, guys. Now let's go over the topic of options. Now, a lot of people don't understand what a subject to is. Okay, guys, you can pick up the property sub to. Right? Now, if you don't understand what a subject to is, you need to go out and educate yourself and make sure you connect with people who know what they're doing. I would recommend looking in your local market and finding some seasoned investors right now that are currently doing the business and they know how to do subject tos. Right? Guys, if you're joining in right now, make sure you drop your comments. Make sure we know what's going on. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I want to make sure you guys can hear me on the call, so let me know. Cool. It's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. So, all right, cool. Let's go over some of the stuff. Like I said, subject to is a creative strategy that we use to pick up properties subject to the mortgage. All right, guys, I won't go into detail. This is not a sub 2 class. I'm going over the ethics of wholesaling. Okay? Right? Oh, we got to go over things of what not to do. Right? You don't want to tell people, number one, don't tell seller they will lose house. Okay? Another scenario, we've been talking to homeowners. A lot of the people think that they need to give their house up tomorrow. It's not going to happen. Okay? A lot of these mortgage companies, they're not foreclosing anytime soon. Even possibly, usually when a person gets a notice, I would say probably maybe 5 to 6 months or so, depending on their situation. It depends on the mortgage company whenever they do actually foreclose on it. What we're noticing here, especially in our market, is a lot of the foreclosure auctions have been pushed back. So you want to check your local laws when your next foreclosure auction is happening, especially right now with this pandemic going on and the coronavirus. So, all right. So you don't want to tell sellers that they're losing their house. Definitely not what you want to do. Okay. Another thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about is this word right here. This word gets thrown around like it's nothing. Okay. Hustle. There's 2 types of hustles in this world. There's the good hustle, and there's the hustle where you're actually swindling people. Okay? You don't want to be able to go to bed at night thinking, "Hey, I just made 30 grand on that seller, and now that seller's going to get foreclosed on." If you are doing that, if you are that type of wholesaler, you need to get out of this business immediately. Matter of fact, you won't even have the choice because the market will push you out automatically. Right, guys? You got to believe in karma. Okay, karma will get you. A lot of these wholesalers are preaching out there, hustle, 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 right? It talks about your hard work ethics, okay? We're going to talk about that too, your work ethics, okay? Especially with having work ethics. Right now, a lot of us are at home, right? A lot of us are at home right now. It's so easy for us to get up at 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, go online to Facebook Marketplace, go view, different posts and what other wholesalers are doing. But this is about having the right work ethics, all right? You can combine hustle and work ethics together, right? At the end of the day, who's going to come out is the person doing the right thing. You guys need to make sure you're doing right by the seller. Okay, guys? Another thing I want to talk to you guys about is hustle, okay? Hustle versus honesty. Boom, right? A lot of wholesalers that we're noticing out there, sometimes are not as honest as they should be, right, guys? So a lot of the stuff, guys, your comments are dropping below. I can't really see your comments right now. I'm trying to make sure we make sure we had any technical difficulties. So if you guys have any comments, make sure you're dropping your comments below. We're gonna go over hustle versus honesty, right, guys? You can be honest and still have a good hustle. Okay, a lot of these wholesalers, what they're doing is they're and it's not their fault. The education is not correct out there, right? They're hiring these quote unquote mentors, right? Listen, I said it time and time again. I'm not against having an education in the real estate business. I'm not against spending big money, but you gotta spend that money in the right way. You gotta know who you're following, and the people who are teaching this, sometimes the fact, not even the stigma out there, a lot of the people who are teaching this don't know what they're doing. They're going by, the textbooks, they're going by social media, they're going by YouTube. Make sure, guys, you're following the right people in getting the correct education, right? You want to be honest with the seller. That's the biggest thing right here is honesty, because people do business with people that like and trust, right? Like and trust. When you build that trust with the seller, okay, you automatically get the deal. I've seen it time and time after again. Okay? When you build the trust with the seller, you're automatically going to get the deal. Okay? Let's talk about a lot of these wholesalers, let alone a business or an EIN, right? I want to go over business ethics versus personal ethics. Business ethics versus personal ethics. Listen, you as a wholesaler, okay? I see it time and time again. Wholesalers will ask on our group, Wholesaling Real Estate 101. If you're not a part of that group, right, you need to be a part of that group, right? It's an amazing group. We give out a lot of free content, 100% free content. Everyone asks questions. There's new wholesalers, there's veteran wholesalers. Everyone's asking questions. Not only our group, there's other wholesaling groups out there that you guys should be joining. Okay, there's a lot of good groups out there. I'm not going to sit here and say my group is the best, right? But the matter of fact is that a lot of people do ask sometimes these questions, and we'll see these and get these, we'll approve these questions when people are asking, right? Wholesalers will ask, hey, where can I get proof of funds from? Your bank account. Listen, guys, when I first started out in real estate investing, okay, guys, listen, most people start out when people start out wholesaling, they don't got money. This is why they're looking for a better life, right? To get into real estate investing. If you don't have the proof of funds, don't go to websites and try to create a PDF and send that to a realtor. Okay, guys? I can't tell you how many times we've won a deal versus a wholesaler where he went to websites called besttransactionalfunding.com. I'm not plugging them. I'm telling you guys, do not do this. In fact, you need to find a lender, right? A lender, right? It has to be a hard money lender who can give you a pre-approval letter. Okay. How many times have we won a deal? I've asked the seller, hey, as long as you have it in writing, show it to us. I'm going to guarantee you we're going to beat it. Okay, guys? A lot of these wholesalers are getting letters from besttransactionalfunding.com. Now, we have to go back and undo your job and educate the seller, right? And tell them, hey, how much money do you want, Mr. Seller? $2 million? I go in real quick, type in a $2 million letter, and look, I got the funds right here. And it just blows their mind, right, guys? You want to make sure you're equipped with the proper tools. And this is what a lot of people don't talk about. If you're getting value on this video, guys, make sure you're liking it. Make sure you're sharing it. Drop your comments below. I can't really see the comments, okay, guys? But make sure you're dropping them. We'll go over the comments later on. All right? Business ethics versus personal ethics, right? Your main thing is not only to protect yourself personally, but you're here to protect your business, okay? Wholesaling is a great way to get into real estate, but you need to make sure that you are protecting your business and you're protecting yourself at the end of the day, because there's a lot of wholesalers out there who currently aren't doing that, right? And they're not exercising moral ethics when they're buying these properties. Okay, guys? We live in a capitalist country. No doubt about that, right? Everyone is here capitalist. I'm going to talk to you guys about this word right here. Everybody wants to make money no matter what. All right, guys, there's honest ways for you can go out and you can have the right ethics and you can make the absolute most money possible. Okay, guys, I said it again in the beginning of this video. If you're going out there just to get one leg up and make your quick, $10,000, $15,000 or $30,000 deals, and you sleep right at night, I would go back and recheck your moral ethics. And that's the biggest thing, right, guys? Capitalism. I've seen many banks buy loans, go back and resell those loans too. It happens every single day, right? It's fine. You're in the business to make money. There's nothing wrong in making money, and there's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. There's the right way of doing it, and there's the wrong way of doing it. Make sure you are educating the consumer, especially, guys. When I was in the car business, right, we did this all the time, right? 11 years in the car business. We take in a trade-in, right? A trade-in. We'd give, I would say probably what? When you're doing a trade-in in the car business, you want to give the absolute lowest possible number, right? And you want to turn it around. You want to give your X amount of dollars, right? And then you want to turn around and the dealership is going to make a profit. Sometimes what happens is that we call these, there's another term, it's actually called wholesalers, car wholesalers, and that's the term. Wholesalers will sometimes come into the dealership, pick up the trade-in, okay, turn around, do an oil change, right? I guess an oil change. It's what, like 20 bucks? They turn around and they probably put the price at double, right? Double the money. Without even doing anything to the car. We don't know. Probably state inspection, oil change, and they slap it right on. And they flip. That's how these wholesalers in the dealership world are making money. Right, guys? Nothing wrong with that. But again, it comes down to moral ethics. And that's just the bottom line. Because Stone Cold said so. I've always wanted to say that. Awesome, cool. Another thing, we're going to talk about news channels. Right now, what is on the news, right? COVID-19. Corona. Right? I got a Corona. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Today's news, today's business news, the Dow, I don't know if you guys can see that. The Dow has soared up, right, guys? Make sure you're dropping your comments below. If you're tuning in into the video, make sure you're dropping your likes, your comments. We're going to get to your comments at the end of the video. All right, guys? So, news channel. In my opinion, like I already said, news channels are opinionated. This is what... Listen, you guys don't need to go out and instill fear in sellers. The news is already doing that. Right? You don't need to go out and keep scaring these sellers like, hey, if I don't buy your house, nobody's going to buy it. It's going to go to foreclosure auctions. Believe me, sellers have playback recordings for us when we're sitting there at their dining table and the wholesaler's telling them, you're going to lose your house. Do you understand that? Your family's going to be on the road. One of my favorite ones. The sheriff is going to come out and throw your things out. You don't want to tell a seller that. You don't. Because if you're fear-mongering right now and you're trying to make money on fear, you're not going to last long. This is all about educating the consumer, and you need to let them know their options, right? Sometimes we get contacted by the seller and said, hey, I got a notice in the mail saying I'm in default, and it's my first notice, right? And I'm calling you now to sell you my house. We run into that from time to time, right? I can go out and I can make, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on the deal, and buy it low enough and sell it low enough and make my assignment fee, and I can be out. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not in that business, guys. And believe me, if you treat your seller right and you treat your buyer right, again, ethics, morals, right? A lot of these wholesalers are not saying the truth about these properties. If they know there's foundation issues, if they know the roof is bad, I should make a topic on that. Now let's talk about ethics to the buyers. This is pretty good. Are you guys enjoying this video? Should I go on or should I stop, man? I don't know. You guys tell me, should I go on right now or should I stop? I'm looking at these comments. There we go. Omar says rookies. I'm seeing you guys. There we go. Brian says, that's the first thing I tell him. You're about to lose your crib, player. Sign here and I'll save you. It works every time. Brian, you're nuts, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Antoine says, "What's up, brother Ron? What's up, Antoine?" Listen, guys, if you're tuning in right now, make sure you're dropping your comments. All right, I'm just checking out. I'm checking out all this, all your comments now. All right, where were we, guys? I lost my train of thought. I completely lost my train of thought. Ethics to buyers. Ethics to buyers. Wholesaling. Listen, you make money 2 times in the transaction. When you get the property under contract and when you sell the deal, right? And I'm telling you guys, if you don't have ethics, you need to be in the business of repeat business. This is some good shit, man. No one talks about this stuff. I'm telling you guys are getting a lot of freaking content right now. All right, guys, let's go. Let's go. Vinny, what's up? He said, let's go, Savage. Let's do it. All right. Repeat business, guys. You need to have ethics to your buyers, right? What are the 3 main things that, the 3 major main things that you need to look for when you go into a property? Is going to be the roof, the AC/HVAC, and then the foundation. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys one thing. Whenever we go out and take a look at these properties, okay, guys, so many times the seller, listen, the seller is not stupid anymore. They are an educated consumer. They know if you're going to bullshit them, right? And a lot of these sellers already do their research before they even call you or I. Because if they're calling us, yes, we want to be the first point of contact so we can get it under contract. But the matter of fact is that they're actually shopping your quote. Okay, guys? And that's the biggest thing. What's going to separate you is your ethics, right? Is your honesty. You got to be honest to the seller, and you got to have ethics for your seller and your buyer. You want to be the business of repeat business, right? So many times the seller has told us, hey man, another buyer came through and he told me my roof was messed up. The roof looks like it's got at least another 6-7 years on it, right? And the guy brought his contractor, who was his uncle Pablo, right? And said, hey, the roof needs to be replaced immediately. No, it doesn't. It does not need to be replaced immediately. Matter of fact, Mr. Seller, we already know, and that's that, right? HVAC, okay, you need to check out the AC, right? You need to make sure that's working properly. I would always look on the side of the HVAC to see what the year was, manufacturing year. And then the foundation. You'll know if the foundation is bad if you're walking like this in a property, or if you're going like this, right? We're doing the side-to-side curve. Right, guys? You'll know exactly if you're in a bad property. And these are some of the main things that you need to educate, right? And you need to tell the truth, right? A lot of these wholesalers, what they do is they get a property under contract, and guess what are the main 3 words that come out? Now, this is live on Facebook, guys. I'm live right now. I'm going to give you guys a pop quiz, right? Let's see. What are the 4 words a wholesaler always tells a buyer? Right? I'm going to quiz you guys. The 4 words. Listen, guys, if you're liking this video, I want you guys to smash me a thumbs up. Okay, guys? Make sure, if you're getting value out of it, make sure you're sharing this video too. Okay, guys? So other people can benefit with you guys. Don't be a hoarder. Don't be, what's the word? Don't be greedy. Don't just hoard all this information for yourself. I'm going to ask you guys, what are the 4 words? What are the 4 words, guys? What's the quiz? Let's go. Omar, let's quiz it up. What is the 4 words a wholesaler tells a buyer, right? And they think that, hey, after I tell the buyer this, I'm good. I don't need to explain anything else to the buyer, right? Give me some of the nuggets, guys. Give me some of the nuggets. I want to know some of the 4 words right now. I'm going to wait for you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you're commenting. I want to see your comments below. If you guys are currently, let me get my coffee right here. There we go. Anybody? What are the 4 words a wholesaler tells a buyer? All right. So, the 4 words a wholesaler always tells their buyers is going to be, and they think they can practically just get away from explaining anything else, right? Is, what is it? Spell that wrong. All right. Boom. The 4 words that a wholesaler actually tells people. Someone said we pay cash fast. No, I'm talking about the buyer. The 4 words a wholesaler says is do your own due diligence. A wholesaler always thinks that they can actually get away by telling a buyer is that if they do their own due diligence, they'll be, they don't need to explain any of the, they go out and say the roof is good, the AC is good, the foundation is good. Pop, 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 right? But the biggest thing is you got to have ethics. Matter of fact, what I would educate people to do is you need to get a seller disclosure form. You need to go further and above and beyond now and start getting a seller disclosure form from the seller, okay? Now, as a realtor, you guys already know what this means, seller disclosure form. This does not hurt anybody because guess what? If a buyer is asking how old the roof is, you can always go back and say, hey, I looked at the roof. I'm no general contractor. Matter of fact, I have a seller disclosure form. Here's what the seller is stating. You're more than welcome to bring your contractor out to take a look at the property. And in your walkthrough, you're more than welcome to do your own due diligence, right? But I have a seller disclosure form. Here's what the seller is telling us, right, guys? We've had so many deals sometimes that we're looking at that we get from other wholesalers on dispomydeal.com. All right, if you have deals, wholesalers, send us your deals. We'll evaluate them. We'll make sure we get the right information out to our buyers. Sometimes when I'm asking the wholesalers, hey, my guys are asking wholesalers, hey, what's going on with this property here? Okay, and they're like, I don't know. Do your own due diligence. We just told the buyer to do their own. No, it's not, man. You got to know what's going on with the condition of the property. Okay, again, a lot of these wholesalers are trying to hustle, but they're trying to hustle the wrong way. A lot of their ethics are going out the window just by them hearing, well, do your own due diligence, right, guys? And you definitely don't want to do that, right? So, if you guys are getting some kind of value out of the video, drop your comments below, guys. I'd love to definitely talk to you guys, interact with you guys. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop it below. I want to talk about another thing, right? Outlawing wholesaling. Why do you guys think right? Outlaw wholesale, okay? Why do you guys think people want to outlaw wholesaling? It's because of your freaking ethics, guys. That's why. Now we're getting to it. Now we're bleeding, right? Wholesalers the wholesalers are cut. Now they're bleeding. They don't, right? And then all of a sudden, right? Illinois outlaws wholesaling and everyone loses their shit. I'm going to tell you guys one thing. If you keep being unethical, right? It's not just one wholesaler doing it. It's got to have multiple wholesalers that are doing it. If you remain unethical, they will outlaw wholesaling. I'm telling you, it's going to happen all over the place. Illinois is the first one to go, right? Talk to me, guys. What do you think about the outlaws that are currently happening, right? Wholesaling is illegal now for regular wholesalers. You can only do one transaction wholesaling, but you must require a real estate license. Now, if you're a realtor, you definitely need to have ethics, and you are held to a certain standard. And that's the whole thing, especially about wholesaling. You need to set yourself for certain standards, and you won't have these issues, right, guys? I'm going to look at the comments now, see if you guys have any questions, any comments below. Okay, Frank says, what areas are you currently working on? We're working all over Houston, Frank, right? So, guys, again, you always want to give the seller their best option. Maybe right? Check this out. When a buyer buys a deal, they're either using hard money or cash, right? They've got two options. When a seller is selling a deal, right? Wholesaling, listen, you buying the property and flipping it to another buyer is not the only option. You can give them other strategies, right? You can pick up the property subject to the mortgage, depending on how much equity they have. If they have little to no equity, you can still do the deal subject to. You just got to structure it correctly, right, guys? There's other strategies, wraps, right? There's so much stuff you can do. You just need to make sure you're providing the seller with the best option. With the media now, with COVID-19, it's fear mongering. They're selling fear. They're selling fear. They're doing it every single day. Okay, guys? Luckily, the stock market, I've noticed now, I don't dabble in stocks. A lot of my friends do. We were on a conference. We were actually a part of a mastermind. I'm a part of a mastermind who a lot of, six-figure entrepreneurs are on that call. A lot of people were happy about the stock market. I'm like, okay, cool. I like that. All right, cool. I'm not a fan of the stock market because I kind of see what happens. But hey, people, companies like Boeing, especially these big airline companies, they're going to get a bailout at the end of the day. So if you're investing in stocks right now, I'd love to definitely hear your opinion about what's going on currently. Right, guys? All right. We're going to go back to the ethics of wholesaling. Man, at the end of the day, you got to do the right thing. Right? You got to do the right thing, right? Do right by the seller, right? If you get it under contract, do right by the buyer. Right now is not the time to make $30,000, $40,000 on deals. Hell, 15, I would even go far by saying $10,000 on deals. This is not the time, guys. I'm not that guy who's going to sell you the dream, the fluff, and the clout. All right, guys, I'm going to be straight up and serious with you. You guys need to be a volume person. If you're not doing volume, you're missing the game completely. Okay, this is not literally, we've done deals where we just had to listen, man, a lot of these social media gurus out there are telling you you can make $20,000 in this market right now, $30,000 in this market. Listen, it's about giving the buyer a great deal and taking care of the seller. If you got to make $3,000 to $5,000 on a deal and you're doing that, 8, 9, 10, 15, 18, 20 times a month this month, dude, that is the absolute best thing that you can do for yourself, for your company, okay? And overall in general. Because guess what? That buyer will see. We never double close on our HUDs, okay? A buyer always sees. We make the $30,000 assignment fees. We make the, when I wholesale my $2.6 million apartment complex, I didn't have to double close because I built so much value into the deal. Right now, everybody is in this together. Right, guys? Drop your comments below if you're tuning in. I'm going to look at the comments now. Right? There we go. All right. Someone mentioned, what do you think of wholesaling in New Jersey? Frank is asking, what do I think of wholesaling in New Jersey? Frank, I'm probably not the best guy to ask right now because that's not our market. I don't know the New Jersey market, but if you private message me, I'll connect you with somebody. And that's what you guys got to tell people. I don't know, but I will find out. Okay? If a seller says, hey, right? Yes, you are the expert, right? Okay? Given. We're the expert, right? You are... What the heck am I doing? You are the expert. Let's talk about this a little bit. When a seller calls you, they're trusting you, okay? Seller trusts you. They think you are a reliable source. Right? And most of all, they are hoping you will perform. A lot of these wholesalers are getting these properties under contract and they're not moving these deals. We're not genies, guys. Listen, my team over at Investopia Online, we're pretty damn good at what we do. We move deals for other wholesalers. We also have an acquisition division. So I'm not just a wholesale outlet in Houston. All right, guys, we're not just only moving deals for wholesalers. And that's not how we just make our money. We also acquire deals. Okay, guys, because we're in the trenches just like you guys, right? I'm not just here saying, hey, send me your deals. And I don't know what you guys are going through to get these deals. And that's one of the major things too. Why do we keep our ethics so high? Because we know what you guys are going through. We know the no's that you're going to get to a yes, right? And all you need is just one yes, right? We understand what you're going through. We understand how much marketing you put into it, right? That's why we want to maximize the profit in every single deal, right, guys? And that's the biggest thing that will separate you, especially in this market. It goes back to having ethics. Remember, guys, when you're talking to a seller, you're the expert. You built the trust, right? Trust, boom. Reliable source, boom. You're going to perform, I don't know. Boom, maybe. I don't know. We'll put a line through it. Yes or no, right? You need to make sure you let the seller know, right? If you cannot move that property, okay, especially in a time crunch like this, at least, in my opinion, I'm entitled to my own opinion. Don't hold me to this. You need to let them know at least within 72 hours and get out of that contract. Okay, 72 hours. Boom. That's it. 3 days. 3 days. You hold that contract, 3 days, 72 hours. A lot of these wholesalers are holding this contract for 30 plus days. I'm going to check this shit out right here. A lot of these wholesalers, what they're doing is, after 30 days, if they cannot close the contract, they're still in contract. This is the kind of shady shit I'm talking about, guys. Listen, I'm going to bring it to you raw and dirty without any Vaseline. I'm telling you guys, this is crazy. After 30 days, wholesaler's contract automatically extends. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious right now? I'm running into a lot of wholesalers right now. We're running into, hey, Ron, I got the contract for 30 days. It's about the 29th day. And I'm like, okay, well, you're only giving us 1 day to literally move this deal. Yeah, but don't worry, my contract extends automatically. What are you talking about, man? If you can't move this deal, you sure as hell need to get out of that contract, right? Forget about filing a memo. You know what I mean? A lot of these wholesalers, what they'll go out and do, all right? Again, it's about educating the seller, right? A lot of these wholesalers, what they're doing is they're going out. Let me delete this. This is gold right here, guys. I'm giving it to you guys raw, dirty, without any Vaseline. Make sure you guys drop that in the comments. A lot of these wholesalers are filing a memo without the repercussions. This is a huge no-no. If the seller does not want to sell to you anymore and your contract is up, you have no right to file a memo. You have no right to the contract. If you did not perform on that contract, you have no right to collect on it. You cannot, let's take this off. How do I know this, guys? Ask me how I know this. I run into you suckers all the time. Dude, we're savages. We call the wholesaler direct. All right, guys? I got a lot of pull in the city. I know a lot of people. I can get your phone number. All right, guys? When we call the wholesaler up and we say, hey, you were under this contract 3 months ago, or you were under this contract 6 months ago, what happened in the deal? Why didn't you? Oh, no, the seller didn't want to sell it to me at my discounted price. I'm like, wait. So you got it under contract, right, guys? So you got the property under contract, okay? You went back and tried to renegotiate. The seller wouldn't agree. You slapped a memo on it? You're out of your mind, dude. And you're not going to be in business long. I just tell them straight up, just like that. We have attorneys as part of our power team who know how to clear memorandums. And that's what it comes down to. It's about having ethics. If you guys are literally, I'm telling you guys, if you're enjoying this video, drop a like, drop your comments below. Tell me how fire this video is. If you're just joining in, let me know what you guys think about the video. I'm going to look at your comments now. Frank says, cruise line stocks must be nice. Oh, cruise line stocks can be nice. Yeah, man, we travel Royal Caribbean, so I love cruising. I might look into those stocks, actually. I do like that, guys. So, what other questions do we have? This is the time now, guys. This is the time. What's up, all you guys who are joining in, who are tuning in? This is your Q&A time, right, guys? We went over ethics. We went over having ethics in the business, not only to yourself, but the seller. Not only that, we went over ethics to the buyers, okay? Personal ethics, right? We went over wholesaling versus honesty, right, guys? You guys want me to write this down right now, or just let me know in the comments, okay? We went over a lot of this stuff, especially right now. A lot of the information that people are getting is from news channels. News channels make money off of fear. They're fear mongering. They're selling people the fear. You don't need to sell the seller fear. I'm telling you guys, you'll be just right if you don't sell the seller fear, right? Instead, you need to educate the consumer at the end of the day, guys, right? We talked about outlawing wholesaling. It's because of unethical wholesalers. It's happening, guys. I don't know when. It's in Texas. You know, it's not a matter. I think it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. To be honest, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a matter expert on that. I don't know when it's gonna, to be honest, go down like that. But it is what it is at the end of the day, right? Cool. All right, and then we talked about, again, options to the sellers. One of the other things, a part of educating sellers, right? One thing we run into with sellers is this topic right here. Is Zillow. When was the last time Zillow walked a property? Right? Zestimate. Zillow or Zestimate. Right? When was the last time Zillow actually walked a property? Right? The seller says, hey, Zillow says my house is worth 320 grand. The ARV is like freaking like 160 grand. The house is worth like probably 85, 99 grand, right? It's under $100,000, right? The house needs major work. Bottom line is you need to educate what Zillow is and who Zillow is. Okay, guys? And that's one of the best things that we use against anyone out there, right, guys? Zillow is just like this company here. How many of you guys have heard of this company here? It's called KBB, all right? KBB. Right? Zillow is the KBB of the house buying business. Right? KBB is Kelley Blue Book. When I was in the car business, guess what people used to tell us? Hey, KBB saying my car is worth $12,000 and you're giving me like $3,500 bucks. I'm like, ma'am, we're in the trenches every day. We know what this house is going to sell for. We know the market. Matter of fact, we are local investors here in your market, right? Based off of what the properties are selling for. You never want to mention comps to a seller, right? Don't ever mention comps. I'm going to write it down here. Right? Don't ever mention comps to a seller. Oh, to seller. There we go. Hope you guys can see that right there. Don't ever mention comps to a seller. Right? You always want to say properties that have sold for in your area, in your zip code, within a half a mile, because they don't know this lingo. They don't know ARV. They don't know comps. They don't know, rehab. They don't know, all this mumbo jumbo that we all talk about, especially in the real estate world. Right, guys? KBB is basically Zillow is the KBB of the house buying business, right? They don't know what they're talking about, to be honest. I mean, hell, one of the Zillow presidents was fighting Zillow because he had his house was actually overvalued. In other words, I'm sorry, it was undervalued. So he was fighting it because it quote unquote undervalued. That tells you a lot about, it's a great way to kind of get an idea, right? But if you truly run comps, you guys need to use this service here, runmycomps.com. You get a free 7-day trial. Right? This is powered by PropStream. We teamed up with PropStream to bring you guys some of the best data. This business is about data aggregation, guys. This is the person with the best data always wins. And that is, again, anything I say on my videos is my opinion, but that's a fact. Right? Your data. Right? Data aggregation. RunMyComps.com. You're going to get a free 7-day trial. It's about having the right data. I can't tell you how many realtors sometimes call us and say, hey, Ron, can you use your Run My Comps and can you see what this comp is about, right? Because as a wholesaler, I'm going to tell you guys one thing. I sometimes have realtors calling me for advice. Why? Because we know what the buyer is looking for as an investment property. We know what the end buyer wants. We know what the consumer is going to consume, right, guys? Again, you got to use your hustle to the right way, right, guys? You got to make sure you're educating everybody that you meet. You educate the seller, you're educating the buyer, you're educating the realtor at the end of the day, guys. And this is what it's about. If you sit there and educate people, people look at you like you know what you're doing, of course. I mean, you got to know what you're doing to educate people, but they look at you as a leader, right? They look at you as someone who's trustworthy. They look at you as someone with ethics, guys. Drop your comments below if you're just joining us right now. All right, cool. All right, cool. Frank says, I just started wholesaling. I have 4 part-time cold callers, 80 hours of dialing on Mojo a week. Anything you can recommend to improve my operation? Matter of fact, Frank, if you want to private message me, I'll go over some of your KPIs. Frank, you're going to need to know your KPIs, right? Your KPIs are your key performance indicators, right? How many phone calls, number of calls to number of contracts, right? Who knows? It might be your script. We don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe it's your script to improve your... There's always ways to fine tweak it. You definitely need a script. I don't know what script you're using, but a lot of the script that we give for free on our wholesaling group, I'm going to give you guys I'm going to write it here, script. All right. If you're looking for a script, go to the wholesaling. I don't know if you guys can see this. Wholesaling RE 101 group. You guys can get our free script, 100% charge, guys. No bullshit. It is what it is. Give away a free script on wholesaling. I think that's how you can probably tune up your, your script. You definitely got to know your numbers. You got to know how many miles per gallon your business is getting. Hey, that's pretty good. I like that. How many miles per gallon is your business getting? Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. MPG. Right? Every business always needs fine tweaking. Nobody's business is perfect. A lot of you guys out there seeing these people making hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Blah, 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 blah. They're always tweaking their businesses. Either they're hiring people, they're firing people, they're adding to marketing, they're taking away from marketing, right? They're always fine tweaking their business. And you're going to have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to have to be a ninja when you do this too. It's massive, guys. It's just absolutely massive. It's huge. You got to know where your business is leading to. You got to know where your business is heading to. And that's what it is. All right, guys? All right. Vinny says, Jonah says, yo, hey, Jonah, what's up, brother? How are you? Vinny says, how much, if any, is ARV moving with what's going on? Let's talk about ARVs. Let's talk about ARVs. Guys, I was only supposed to talk about ethics, but we get so sidetracked. People ask questions. So, ARV right now. Let's talk about then versus now. If you guys are getting value out of this video, right? If you're liking this video, make sure you comment below. Make sure you share this video. Drop the hearts, drop the likes. Here we go again. ARV is your after repair value. After repair. Right? After repair value. What the value will be after you repair the house. Common freaking sense, right? Let's look at ARVs back then. What were buyers buying at? We had some buyers buying as high, I'm not kidding, as high as 85, 87%. This was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, 3 weeks ago. Starting March, if you would have came to me March 1st, right? We had buyers buying from March 1st to about March 13th. I remember that date because we had a closing on that date, and that's when shit started hitting the fan with the coronavirus. 85 to 87%. Right, guys? Hopefully you guys are getting value out of this video again. Drop your likes, drop your hearts, drop your comments. Now, I'm talking to buyers. Buyers are changing up their strategies completely. Forget about flipping. Even the buy and hold guys. Buy and hold guys. 60, 65%. Right? I've had a buyer tell me he wants to buy 50% of ARV. Dude, go find that unicorn. That's definitely not happening in this market, especially, right? I came out with a meme the other day, 40% of ARV, right? A lot of these buyers are, yeah, they're going to buy cheap, but the market is not. The market's going to bounce back at the end of the day. This is my opinion. I'm going based off of facts right now. Then, 3 weeks ago, March 1st, a month ago, let's do a month ago, 80 to 85. I'm talking about maximum we were able to move deals. Right? We were getting the 70, we were getting those deals too. I mean, we weren't getting the 70, 75% deals. Right? Now, buyers, depending on their exit strategies, that's what they're buying at currently. Okay, guys? That's all I got for you guys. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, drop them below. Drop them below, guys. Drop them below. Listen, guys, make sure you go to, if you got deals, wholesalers, make sure you go to dispomydeal.com. Okay, fill out the form, send us your deals. I don't claim to be the best of the best and the best, but our track record says something else. We know how to move deals for wholesalers. If you want to move your deals, send it to us. If we can't move your deals, no one else can. You heard it from Rana himself, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Rana, signing out. Peace out, baby.